or COINTELPRO-ish, divide and conquer-ish, for all of the modern day analysis and assessment of the older generation's inability to bring about reparations that might be accurate. Clearly, we didn't get it. We haven't gotten it. So there must have been something that was not done correctly in order to get it. Yes, you were fighting for it. What were the methods you used and how effective were they? So for anybody in today's modern or younger generation that says, okay, we looked at that and we do see that there were failures, there were mishaps, missteps. Okay, that's true. That's an accurate assessment. That's a fair assessment. In spite of the older generation's inability to secure reparations, one thing that they did correctly, absolutely 100% correctly, is they fought the right group of people. The older generation decided to take their fight to the seats of power. They fought the mayors, they fought the governors, they fought the congressmen, the senators, the president and vice president. They wanted to fight the seats of power. That, even though they didn't secure reparations, that's where you're supposed to fight, or at least that's one of two places that you are supposed to fight. Nowadays, the people who are so-called or supposedly leading the fight to secure reparations, they're not fighting those who are in power. They're fighting or creating fights amongst the group of people who want reparations. And they're convincing people who want reparations that the best way to secure your reparations is to make sure no other skin folk who aren't kinfolk can get reparations. A major mistake in thinking, in logical thinking, in critical thinking. If it's not an error in critical thinking, then it points to something more sinister. It points to something more COINTELPRO-ish. It points to something more divide and conquer-ish than anything related to securing reparations. The overwhelming majority of the older generation's reparations warriors decided to fight strictly in the confines of the United States of America. One of the things Malcolm X was working on, moving reparations out of the confines of the United States of America and into the stage of the United Nations. Same way the United Nations intervenes into other countries who violate their citizens' human rights. Malcolm X was going to get the United Nations to begin the process of intervening into the affairs of the United States. That would secure reparations. The older generation of reparations warriors did not necessarily follow that train of thinking. They thought that the fight should stay within the confines of the United States of America out of misguided patriotism. One of the issues that has always plagued the black community when it comes to fighting for what we want is this notion of patriotism. Today's reparation warriors, the ones who are misguided and are fighting other ethnicities within the black nation for the right to scream about reparations. When they're not really working for reparations, they're fighting for the right to scream about the right for reparations. They're doing it within the confines of the United States. And they're doing it out of some twisted notion of patriotism. They don't want the United States to be held accountable on the world stage of the United Nations, to center the struggle inside the United States because they don't want to embarrass Uncle Sam. So the question becomes, what's more important? Securing reparations or showing and proving that you are just as an American as every other American?